Alright, so Creed 3 is punching its way into theaters, with Adonis returning for the main event, going toe-to-toe with a ghost from his past, the Kang Gang. Wait, that's actually, never mind. But yeah, these Creed flicks have really landed for me, and this third ramps things up even more. So in this video, we're going to be breaking this thing down for y'all, what the ending means for Creed, where the heck was Rocky, potential spinoffs, and of course, our reaction and review for this haymaker, flying Hadouken-style movie. All sorts of heavy spoilers in this heavyweight matchup, so a huge thank you for clicking this. I'm your featherweight host, Jared. Put up your dukes, and let's get into Creed 3.
Just start fighting.
Alright, so Creed 3 picks up years after the events of Creed 2, with Adonis now comfortably living the retired life career-wise and being more of a family man. He hasn't boxed in the ring for roughly 3 years, taking a page from Rocky 3 kind of, instead focusing on training the best up-and-coming boxers in his gym and setting up the biggest prize fights. However, as these things go, a ghost from his past appears at his doorstep, stirring up old, forgotten memories. Damian Dame Anderson, played by Jonathan Majors, is that ghost. Back in the day, both lived in a boys' home together, with Damian being an up-and-comer in the amateur boxing leagues, but after a night of the two hanging out, Adonis assaults an old boys' home guardian that abused him. Damian then pulls a gun with Adonis running away, resulting in Damian taking the heat and going to prison for 18 years. Now, all of this past coming back to haunt them / underdog revenge story leads the pair to face off against one another in a huge prize fight at Dodger Stadium. But not before Adonis gives Damian a second chance, training at his gym for free, becoming a sparring partner with Creed's prized Felix Chavez, the reigning heavyweight champ of the world. However, all of this was a part of Dame's plan, orchestrating an assault on Victor Drago, who was supposed to fight Chavez, taking his place in the event due to an urgent scheduling conflict, beating him mercilessly in the ring, and becoming the heavyweight champ basically overnight. Classic nepotism. Creed knows he must right his wrongs, so he retires from retirement, jumping back into the ring, publicly challenging Dame for the title. Now, the whole story, especially the ending, deals with past trauma, regrets, grudges, fractured relationships, living in the past, needing to overcome those barriers, and forgiveness. Creed is dealing with the haunting memory of that night long ago, Damian essentially using him and his mother, who hid letters Damian had written Creed all of those years ago. Very The Notebook-ish, but one of the most emotional scenes is Creed's mother passing due to a stroke, but even she goes as far as to forgive Apollo and Adonis in her last moments, which drives Creed to do the same. As for Damian, he is dealing with the fact that his life and dream was robbed from him, and even though he doesn't know Creed never received his letters, he holds that against him in their final bout with one another. The final climactic 12-round boxing match is different from your stereotypical boxing matches in movies because Jordan uses some of his anime influences here to showcase how, yes, this is a fight amongst two behemoths, but also each is fighting their own internal problems and struggles. A moment where prison bars are on the side of the ring is the struggle Damian endured while visualizing it for Creed. The same goes for Creed. When punching Damian, he visualizes him as a pillow, which was something tied to the boys' home where he was abused as a child. So it's really interesting the way Jordan was able to frame this final fight as several different things, allowing it to become personal for each character. Creed essentially gets a second, third, ninth wind thinking of his mother, knocking out Damian with less than a minute left in the 12th round. Creed goes on to become the reigning heavyweight champ once again, in the peak of boxing, so not too surprising for this underdog type story. But the ending honestly feels like the deleted scene from Creed 2, where Creed talks with Victor in the locker room.
It may not seem like it now, but you gotta know you're more than just one fight. We both are.
Of course, this time it is Creed and Damian in these positions, with the two forgiving one another for everything that they had gone through. It's a much-earned final scene for the pair, calm and emotional, and sets up Damien as someone who could make a return in the franchise as kind of a frenemy. Now, does Creed 3 feature any sort of post-credit scene, tease towards what's next for the champ? Like, does Street Fighter's Blanca jump out, electrify Creed, and break apart his car? No, not exactly. But at the Hollywood premiere of Creed 3, Michael B. Jordan did hint at potentially more Creed movies or even spin-offs, saying building the Creed universe is something that I'm really excited about. So it's no surprise B. Jordan wants Creed to be what Rocky was. So I could see Creed 4 having him back in the limelight, his stock higher than ever, but with a bigger target on his back. Even going international with the scope of things and the anime influences of the villains and fight choreography. Maybe not as far as the street fights of Rocky 5 and Tommy Gunn, but you see where I'm coming from. And with the mention of a bigger Creed universe, this all ties in with reports of a Drago movie in the works. Reported exclusively by The Wrap, screenwriter Robert Lawton had been tapped to write Drago, focusing on the Drago family, both Ivan and Victor. Unfortunately, no further details have been revealed, so I could see this picking up on the character current day in terms of the Creed franchise, but peppering in flashbacks to show some of his origins and struggles without fully diving into another stereotypical Hollywood origin story. I'm curious if you'd want to see this Rocky and Creed franchise blow out and get weird with all of these different boxers. If so, drop your best anime/video game-esque character for Creed to face off against in the comments. Mine would be Ethelbert P. Shackleton III, fighting only in the Old English boxing style.
Brilliant! Brilliant!
Now, one of the biggest absences from the film was good old Rocky. Hey, Rocky, where you at? Stallone is nowhere to be seen. His name is mentioned in passing a couple of times, while some scenes definitely feel like they needed his presence. However, the story never fully gives the audience an explanation of where he's at, his status, really anything. Well, it's a bit of a messy behind-the-scenes reason why the creator of this character and franchise isn't here. Now, quick story time, but back when Stallone was trying to get Rocky off of the ground, he ended up selling the ownership rights to the producer, Irwin Winkler, because at the time, Stallone only had $100 to his name and basically needed this to survive. Now, fast forward almost 5 decades, Stallone still has zero ownership of the character or franchise and was a bit caught off guard when he heard news of the Drago spinoff, calling Winkler a parasite who is picking clean the bones of another wonderful character I created. In a recent interview with SiriusXM, Stallone shared that he's had a rough emotional ride in choosing to cut ties with the franchise that he created.
Do you feel like can never watch Creed 3 kind of thing?
Never.
But that he refuses to support any new Creed movies as long as producer Irwin Winkler is still involved.
You can't make peace when someone has been so nefarious, in my opinion, so horrible. Now, if Michael B. Jordan, we come up with a story, I'll do Creed 4 with him as long as the other fellow's not involved.
Right.
So who knows, maybe if and or when Creed 4 comes around, Rocky will make his long-awaited return up those Philadelphia Museum of Art stairs with everyone cheering. But yeah, I had a solid time with Creed 3. Sure, is it predictable with the story beats jumping to exactly what and where you thought they were going? Yeah, kinda, but I don't think that this needed a deep, introspective look on the character, though it does crack into some great symbolism and subtext of past trauma, regrets, grudges, fractured relationships, and living in the past in the final fight between Creed and Dom. With the final fight being something totally new, fantastical, leaning into the anime influences Jordan wanted to showcase here, and honestly, that worked for me. It feels like it has its own style and identity thanks to Michael B. Jordan's directorial debut vision, but is a bit more than just another boxing movie. It has a sprinkle of a revenge thriller, mirroring elements of 2015's The Gift, with Jonathan Majors absolutely nailing the dramatic scenes and being a complete monster in the physical scenes. My scorecard at the end of 12 rounds would be a 7 out of 10 for Creed 3. It's got the stuff Rocky and Creed fans are looking for, and there's enough evolution in the fight choreography to make it feel fresh. Like some really cool slow down, analyzing and targeting body parts that feels video game-esque. But I thought that there were some really obvious pacing issues between Acts 2 and 3, hoping for more bombastic boxing, and honestly, Rocky was definitely missed in the emotional scenes after Creed's mother passed away. Rocky didn't need a huge role, but he was missed. Also, in like Creed 6 or whatever, his daughter is going to carry on the mantle. It's right there. So like in 12 years, let me know I'm right. Anyway, I'd love to hear your thoughts on Creed 3. Was this another solid addition into the Rocky and Creed world? And what did you think of B. Jordan's directorial debut? And I'll let you know, we're currently running a competition giving away 3 copies of the Rocky 4K box set on the 15th of March. It's only right for this movie, and all you got to do to get a chance of winning this is like this video, subscribe with notifications on, and drop a comment down below with your thoughts of Creed 3. We pick the comments at random at the end of every single month, and the winners of last month are on screen right now. So if that's you, message us on Twitter at Heavy Spoilers. If you want something else to watch, be sure to check out some of our other cool videos right over there. Look at them. There's so many videos. Click one of them. But with all of that out of the way, thank you for your constant support. I've been Jared. I'll see you in the next one. Take care and peace.